So continuing on that topic, here's a named tweet. It's called Panopticon Prince. And it's a bit of a poem. I have a few tweets that are a bit more like a song or a poem, and Panopticon Prince is in that wheelhouse. Panopticon Prince. I can see you, but you can't see me. We know where you're going to be. Double-sided mirror, microphone on. This goes for you, your daughters and sons. I know it's a shock. Don't panic, don't wince. Time's up, game over. We have all your prints. We have all your prints. So this is talking a little bit about the surveillance state. Edward Snowden would know a little bit about that. Check him out on Twitter, @Snowden. He was the one that, again, leaked. We were doing leaks on Jeff Tidwell's channel today. But he leaked, of course, the information about the NSA and what they were doing with metadata and phone numbers, and how James Clapper lied, and so on and so forth. James Clapper was the head of national intelligence and oversaw the CIA, the NSA, the FBI. So I can see you, but you can't see me. The double-sided mirror. If you happen to have a smartphone, you're probably maybe watching this on a smartphone, watching me do my hair back like that on your smartphone or computer device. And you can never really be sure, can you? You can never be sure if Apple or Google or any of these, Microsoft, Bill Gates, everybody, Bill Gates, everybody. You never know who could be listening in. They could be watching you masturbate. That would be a pretty scary thought, huh? Yeah. Unless you're pure and you don't do those things. We have some pure viewers at the channel. But they can see us and we can't see them. We don't know if we're being watched. I know human beings have this natural impulse to know if someone's watching them from afar. Like that person out the window there is totally not watching me, but I'm watching them. Maybe they can feel it. I don't know. It's a little paranoid. We get a little paranoid in here. I'm a little paranoid. But it is kind of alarming. And we learned the extent of that when Edward Snowden released the information on what the U.S. government was doing in 2014. We know where you're going to be. So it's GPS related too. There's the GPS. The GPS is in everything. There's a GPS in your phone. There's a GPS in your video game systems now too. You can fact check me in the comments below. You subject matter experts, but you have GPS devices everywhere. There's always tracking, where you bought this, where you bought that. People essentially always know where we are. The powers that be, they know where we are. And I know we're getting into a little bit of tinfoil hat territory here, so I hope that the conspiracy theory loving viewers of this channel and YouTube and BitChute respectively, well, I hope you're enjoying. This is all true. It's true. But it's a matter of sort of, you might wonder, Jeff Tidwell, why are you complaining about the Panopticon Prince looking through the mirror at you when you're using Google right now? You're putting this video on YouTube. And I'm like, I have made that decision for convenience and for other purposes to give up a bit of my privacy. Because privacy, I'm not sure if I would say at this point, I'm unsure if I'd say it's dead. But it's essentially one of this great commodity. And you have to give up a little bit of your privacy to, be part of society, of course. And a lot of the things we've seen that have streamlined how we do business, commerce, buying things, shopping online. You're going to lose your privacy unless you decide not to, get yourself involved in any of these things. I know people that don't use They use secure Wi-Fi only. They don't have a phone they take out. Some people are very careful. They don't have media accounts. They don't have Google. They are very careful, and they keep it closed. Double-sided mirror, microphone on. So did you notice that Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook actually covered up his little camera with tape, and people cover up their microphones and all this stuff? It's good precaution. You never know if Big Brother is watching. This goes for you, your daughters and sons. Yeah. So this is everybody. This is everybody that's experiencing this. This is not just older folks that may be getting these things that are being tracked. It's everybody. Especially if you've had, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyway. There's a chance that if you've had a vaccine or you've had some sort of injection, do your research, of course. Don't take health advice from a YouTuber. But there are tracking devices that can be implanted under the skin that can't be detected by anybody except for those that are placing them. It can't be detected by the person that receives them. They're so small. There are ways for tracking devices to be placed into the skin. We just haven't seen it reported very widely, and I don't think it's more of a possibility than something that's actually well reported. I know it's a shock. Don't panic, don't wince. Time's up, game over. We have all your prints. We have all your prints. That's PRINTS. Your fingerprints and everything else. They have your information. They have the more that we give up of ourselves, the more that we do this biometric thing, the more that we involve ourselves with, I don't want to say the coronavirus. This is kind of sort of leading into this idea that they're talking about the vaccine of coronavirus and how it may be mandatory, like the thing that puts us over the edge for mandatory vaccines, where like you have to get it. And if you have to get it and you have such things as like nanobots, and again, this is Conspiracy Theory Corner for just one tweet, it's possible that they could really track you permanently. And then you might wonder, like, well, okay, Jeff, we don't have any freedom as it is. Freedom is an illusion. You can't just do what you want. It's not that easy. You are already living within the limitations of society. You already gave up your privacy. You already gave up your freedom. Why does it matter if people are tracking you anywhere? And I'm like, oh, okay, if you just want to give up, not think about it. Do you really want your government to own you? I'm not sure if I can argue that well with that. But they are continuously collecting information on us. And there's different purposes for that. A lot of it has to do with advertising and marketing. They're getting your metadata. They know what to pitch to you at what time. It seems pretty innocent, but then you turn around and you go, well, what else can they do? What is the sky the limit? Like, what else can be done with this information? Your fingerprints and everything else. How far can you be tracked? Like, how have you consented to the whole thing? That's the question. Have we consented to the Panopticon Prince? If you buy an Alexa device, the Amazon Alexa, if you have Siri, an always listening device, well, you've kind of consented for a fair bit of information retrieval, if you understand. So this was just a tweet that I did right around the time Edward Snowden released his book. And it's nice to put it into a bit of a poem, a little bit of a song. So, water.